Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny? What's going on?
What's going on, people? It's the day of another day that we call Thursday. Anybody been said? What's going on? Okay, here we go. I come to you with bad news. You already know by the title right here. We lost one of our sisters. Now they don't know exactly how she was murdered, but her name was Alphonza Watson, and she was 38 years old. Here's the picture right here. Okay, very beautiful. Now the thing is that they were saying there was a black car once again, which I'm starting to notice this black car thing in reference to a lot of trans women that are being murdered, and it's always a black car. These guys seem to be jumping into in reference to killing these girls. Now, I'm going to give you a little information in reference to what I picked up, found out in reference to her and the ongoing investigation and stuff. And basically, they're asking for tips if you have any information or something that you're not too afraid to come forth. Anyway, that being said, I just want to share this story with you. Now, check this out. Shooting death of a 38-year-old trans woman under investigation. Now, this says it's going on as far as March the 22nd, 2011. It says, police don't have much to go on. The facts are sparse. Early Wednesday morning, responding to a shooting, police found a 38-year-old Alphonza Watson, a transgender woman, shot in the stomach on Guilford Avenue in Barclay. We do have information right now that points towards some sort of argument that was entirely up the situation right now. We don't know the answers to that, but at least we do know what it was. It was something that was basically back and forth, some yelling and screaming before the shots was fired, said Baltimore Chief said the Baltimore Chief T.J. Smith. Right after those shots were fired, two men were seen jumping into a black colored car and speeding off. By noon, Baltimore detectives are canvassing 2400 block of Guilford Avenue, knocking on doors to see if neighbors heard anything or saw anything earlier Wednesday morning. What they don't know is whether or not it was a woman who was targeted because of her being transgender, or was it just the nature of the argument of the shooting. Now, Sergeant Kevin Bailey is the police department liaison for the LGBT and helping to bridge that could be divided between a vulnerable population and police. Since 2005, the city has seen 14 transgender murders before Watson. The most recent victim was Crystal Edmonds, who was killed in September in northwest Baltimore. Here is a case that remains unsolved. Well, hers is a case that remains unsolved. Edmonds, also along with Watson murders, will likely require a tip, someone to feel safe enough to come forward. Now, just for this case, but any case, but not just for this case, for any case, I need to meet with the community and sit with them as they come in and walk with other police officers and things I do, said Sergeant Bailey. I make myself available to make sure our community feels comfortable. If you have any information in reference to these murders, you are asked to call Baltimore Police Crime Stoppers at 1-8667-LOCK-UP. Now I want to show you some of the news footage that went out as far as, the anchors and stuff. A live version. Check this out.
This is the latest murder of a transgender woman this year, the second since last September, but the details of this murder are scarce as police try to figure out if this woman was targeted. Police don't have much to go on. The facts are sparse. Early this morning, responding to a shooting, police found 38-year-old Alphonza Watson, a transgender woman, shot in the stomach on Guilford Avenue in Barclay.
We do have information right now that points towards some sort of argument. Is that the entirety of the situation? Right now, we don't know the answer to that, but at least we know that there was some back and forth, some yelling and screaming before the shots were fired.
Right after those shots were fired, two men were seen jumping into a dark-colored car and speeding off. By noon today, Baltimore police detectives were canvassing the 2400 block of Guilford Avenue, knocking on doors to see if neighbors heard or saw anything early this morning. What they don't know is whether or not this woman was targeted because she was transgender or the nature of the argument that led to the shooting.
My job is to make sure that the community does feel comfortable and they have someone that they can talk to.
Sergeant Kevin Bailey is the department's LGBT liaison and is helping to bridge what could be a divide between the vulnerable population and police. Since 2005, the city has seen 14 transgender murders. Before this one, the most recent victim was Crystal Edmonds, who was killed in September in northwest Baltimore. It is a case that remains unsolved. Hers, along with today's, will likely require a tip, someone to feel comfortable enough to come forward.
Not just for this case, but for any case, if I need to meet with the community and sit with them or come in when they're talking to other officers and things, I do that. I make myself available to make sure that our community feels comfortable.
Okay, Chief T.J. Smith and also Kevin Bailey, the sergeant, was taking questions outside, and this is what happened as far as that. Now, the video is kind of fuzzy because of the air blowing outside, but check this out.
Guilford Avenue. What we know is about 4:15 this morning when we got a call for a shooting in the area, and we discovered the female on the ground suffering from a gunshot wound. The female was taken to a local hospital and later pronounced deceased. At this time, we don't have a lot to go with. What we know is that there was apparently some sort of argument that took place, and during that argument, it looks like a person, one individual pulled out a gun and shot the female and left her on the side of the road, on the side of the street, I should say. What we know is that a dark-colored vehicle left the scene at a high rate of speed, and again, this is about 4:30 this morning in this area. Anything else?
Can you explain what all your officers are around? What are they doing at the campus?
Yes, we have homicide detectives out going door to door, canvassing, see if anybody saw anything, if anybody knows anything. I mean, these are communities here that are pretty close-knit, and a lot of people know one another here. So it's possible that somebody can describe some altercation that had been ongoing or an altercation that took place last night or early this morning that can help us out in our investigation. So we have detectives out canvassing the area right now.
TJ, is there anything else you can tell us about what precipitated this? Any sort of general idea of a motive?
Well,
was she targeted for?
It appears at this time that it was some sort of argument that took place. So we do have information right now that points towards some sort of argument. Is that the entirety of the situation? Right now, we don't know the answer to that, but at least we know that there was some back and forth, yelling and screaming before the shots were fired. Okay. And we'll update this case as we can. And once again, once we get next to Ken notified, we will put out her name and picture. So just to recap really quickly, if you have information on this case, you can contact us at 443-902-4824. You can call them at 410-396-2100. You can submit tips anonymously, or you can leave your contact information, and that can be done through our mobile app, and you can download that and submit a tip that way. So thank you, and we'll update as we get. All right.
Is this the first transgender victim this year?
Yes, this is the first transgender victim of 2017. And just to put a little bit of perspective on this, since 2005, there was 14 transgender murders in Baltimore since 2005. The majority of those cases have been closed. A specific number I don't want to give right now, but I know that a majority of those cases have been closed. But it fortunately is a rare occurrence. when we talk about homicide of a transgender person, but it's something that you obviously have to pay close attention to because it's a vulnerable community that's been the victim of crime, specifically just because of their lifestyle choice. At this time, we have no information that indicates that played a role. We don't have that information at this point in time, but that's something that we're following up on.
All I can say is rest in peace, my sister. Rest in peace. Okay, you see that? All I can say is rest in peace, my sister. You know, rest in peace, because I don't know. They say they don't really know if it's a hate crime or is it an argument crime. They're up in the air because they have no clues. It's just basically they said they found the body and stuff, and they don't know, you know, what escalated as far as that. They said they saw someone saw a black car drive off with 2 people and stuff, but you know, maybe they could find the surveillance cameras of a car, you know, shooting from that area or something. They could go into the surveillance cameras and look. You know, it amazes me. Brick Brothers supposed to be watching, but it doesn't seem like Brick Brothers is watching certain areas and stuff, especially, you know, with this high crime and stuff like that. You know, there should be cameras like all over the world. It seems to be that way due to the fact you got Google Map and you can basically go and Google right into someone else's apartment building as far as their house. I don't understand, what am I missing here as far as these trans women being murdered or anyone being murdered, and there are no cameras or something out here. We're in 2017. I just don't understand why is it that we don't have any type of footage as far as a car speeding off on a camera or at a street light, something somewhere, you know, that could justify her death and stuff, you know. But anyway, that being said, this video long enough. All I can say is rest in peace, Miss Watson. You will be missed. And she was only 38 years old and stuff, you know, and I don't know. But I do notice the pattern of dark cars and black cars. Black cars and dark cars. I keep noticing the pattern in reference to a lot of trans women being murdered. They always seem to be involved with the black car somewhere, you know, that is happening and stuff. Anyway, that being said, I just want to share it with you. So, anyway, I'm not going to steal on this video. I'm mentally tired. And I want to let you know, be safe, please. Always be safe. If you have an argument with someone, just be safe. I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you this. This is just my opinion. You can listen if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't want to. And I'm not saying in reference to her, because I don't know. Like you don't know, I don't know either. Maybe someone knows this, but I don't know. But a lot of times when you get into these altercations with people and stuff like that, and you're arguing back and forth with them and stuff, sometimes it's best not to even say that to people, because you really don't know whether they got a gun in them or not. And if a lot of times, a lot of girls, and I'm not saying her, this is nothing to do with her, but I'm saying in general what I learned within a lot of my sisters and stuff, and I'm not talking about her. But a lot of times when it comes down to girls like us, we defend ourselves and stuff like that because we get, you know, we get so judged so badly, and sometimes we have those days we get tired and we say something back, and you know, at the end of the day, sometimes it's best to just walk away and don't say anything because we don't know what they're going to do. And that definitely goes for me because you already know I have a bad temper and stuff. So sometimes I have to bite the bullet as well and just don't say anything, you know, as not bite the bullet, sorry, bad expression, but sometimes I just can't say anything, you know what I mean, just walk off because I didn't have a gun on me and this person has a gun and the whole intention is to kill me and stuff. And like I said before, it's nothing to do with her, it's just in general because it is Thursday and you, my sisters, my brothers, whatever the case may be, I want you to still be a survivor. I want you to make it. I want you to just receive your dreams. I want you to get to your goals. But I do not want you to be shot down on the streets, you know, by somebody who just don't care about you. Because the thing about it is, you may have killed somebody, but you kill more people by killing the one person you'll ever know. You have no idea how much damage you have done the person who killed her, you know. But anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share it with you and stuff. And I want to let you know that I love you. And I want to thank you for watching. Catch the Ray.